What we have seen throughout the country are the firefighters that are feeling isolated, they're feeling alone, and unfortunately feel that the only way to stop feeling this is to take themselves out.
There came a point in our department where we suffered 4 suicides in a 7-month period of time. And basically we kind of decided, maybe we were taking better care of the community than we were taking care of ourselves.
We had a couple people that I consider like our rocks of our department, like the old crusty, salty guy. And when those people started cracking, you realize, wow, okay, like we're definitely not invincible.
The job is going to take a toll on you emotionally. Nobody calls 911 on a good day and say, hey, I'm having a nice time. People call when they're in dire need of service, and some of that service is very traumatic and very emotionally draining.
At this point, consensus is about 18%, some samples as high as 22%. Firefighters have post-traumatic stress disorder.
We've always had issues of firefighters with post-traumatic stress. We've had issues of firefighters, unfortunately, taking their lives, committing suicide. That's always been around. We've just never talked about it.
The stigma is huge. The stigma is that, if I have a mental health issue, that I'm not going to be accepted like everybody else.
We train people to be battle-hardened. We push them to their limits mentally and physically to be there, but we don't do a good job to say, hey, after that call, it's okay to say that, like, I'm struggling.
The largest risk is just the stress load, event upon event upon event.
It's a 30-year career, so you are dealing with this all the time, where you've had this strong emotional events over your work shift, and you go through this pattern repeatedly through your career.
Normal humans don't get to see the things that we do or do the things we do, and you do that over your career path, it adds up.
Substance abuse, alcohol, major depression, family issues, divorce. There are a number of issues that somebody is faced with. They just see the consequences of not getting an early intervention.
Firefighters were quick to get on the physical fitness bandwagon. It's time for fire service to step up and put behavioral health right there, front and center.
We have a peer support program. We've partnered with neighboring departments and unions as well. And our members have been highly trained on how to recognize issues, how to intervene, how to monitor, and who and how to notify if they feel that one of our members is struggling or needs help.
We had our first behavioral health conference, which brought labor and management together. Never been done before in the fire service of the United States, where we've had labor and management come together to focus on behavioral health. The CPF Executive Board will be meeting with the California Fire Chiefs Executive Board, and from those meetings, we're going to establish some set guidelines, parameters, and some philosophies around behavioral health.
Bringing labor and management together for behavioral health matters is key. It has to happen. And just like when our peer support program, we had to have awkward conversations with ourselves. We have to have those conversations with management, and they have to be willing to listen to what we're saying.
When you offer something, you need to stand behind that. You need to make sure that you follow up on that. You need to stay connected to that. You need to make sure that you're helping them along the way and not just saying, oh, here's a number.
PTSD is not a life sentence. PTSD is something that's real, and we have to make sure that people understand that. But can people go back to work after being diagnosed with PTSD? With the proper treatment, yes.
The highs are really high. There's those moments where you make a difference, and nobody ever takes that away from you, and that's why we do what we do. That's why we love to do what we do. We also have to recognize that sometimes in that pursuit that there's going to be a lot of bad days too, but you have to find that balance, and it's okay to say, I need help.